this week, all of them promote, and it's in my film Fall of the Republic, a new Bank of the World. So I'm even telling listeners in the contest, where you can find this stuff, and that they would push the Bank of the World as the solution. Now, they're now calling it a private economic union, a, quote, powerful federalism. Watching CNN, listening to Bloomberg last night, I was tuning into Bloomberg and driving home at 10 o'clock at night, and they had 5 economists on the show, and they were all reading a script that varied only slightly. In fact, some of the times it was word for word, like they were passing a script around. And it went something like this. We're going to have a total collapse of everything. The rich countries have to pay for the poor countries. This is just the way it is. It's reasonable. We need a total federal power that's private, a financial union in Europe, and the court ruling is going to allow this in Germany for them to finance it. That's just the way it is. And we need to force people like Switzerland into this, because you can't have any country that's above this in this new system we're setting up. This is global federalism, and we'll need the same thing here as well. And they just said this is the only path you can take, or you'll never get your pension funds, you'll never get your Social Security. So they were there holding everybody hostage. And then the talk went into, yes, it could cause martial law. Yes, it could cause breakdown of society. Yes, it's going to cause civil war. And this is in the London Guardian, you name it, today. So the talking point went out, and I'm hearing operatives on a international program, Bloomberg, that is openly to shut down U.S. industry and carbon taxes. Bloomberg heads that up with Bill Clinton. Openly wants total abolition of gun ownership. I mean, these are criminal bankers. They want your guns. They want your property. But again, they're little egg-headed old men in little suits, so everybody expects it to be a Hitler in a uniform, or a Stalin in a uniform, with a 1940s mustache. That isn't how this works. These are finance oligarch. These are Bernie Madoffs, Ken Lays with an army and with media systems they own. They got propaganda, which is 90% of warfare, psychological warfare. They got physical operatives. They got private corporate spies. They've got their minions that work for them in control of every regulatory position in the big 6 banks, in government. They run the National Security Council. They put the president and the last president in power, and they own all the major candidates on the Republican side except for Ron Paul. So they mean business. They mean business. Now, the good news is 10 years ago, these bankers would go before Congress, and everyone groveled, and their voices would shake when committee chairmen talked to them. And they were the height of arrogant, behaving as if they were God. Now they're ridiculed. Now they're attacked. Now we're learning they're not invincible. That's why they try to keep the con artist's confidence face up there. But it is us or them. And that's why I'm saying $5,000, $3,000 to first place, $1,500 to second place, $500 to third place. Fourth place gets some steak knives. Fifth place, you're fired. All right. A joke from a movie. One of my favorite movies Alec Baldwin's in, and Mr. Lemon. Was it Glenn Larry, Glenn Ross? I forget the exact name. I need to rent that movie or buy it. But the point here is that we are seeing an open financial dictatorship. That's what globalism is. That's why for 50 years, they've had tax incentives to move jobs out of Europe, jobs out of America, jobs out of Canada, the third world. It was not to build up the third world. It was to get them financially under the globalist control in the name of development, which was actually the opposite of development, a globalist takeover. And that's in their own IMF World Bank documents out for 9 years, leaked to the BBC. Joseph Stiglitz, who worked at the World Bank, Nobel Prize winner. And this is a premeditated plan, and I'm here watching it with horror. And here's a microcosm example. And again, the contest just isn't about this, though you'd probably do well to do a video about this, because, I mean, thousands of times I've laid out what I just repeated. Might as well just have a recording I had. The point is, it's now here. And do you know what comes next? I mean, I'm going to tell you that here in a moment. I mean, if they get away with this, I'm going to tell you what comes next, and then what comes after that. Oh, my God. I mean, this is not a road we want to go down. This is not a road we want to go down. These people have written up what they're going to do to us. Even their public statements are only thinly veiled, and it's so horrific. And it's so ridiculously corrupt that if we just get the word out, they will fall. If we just get mainline talk show hosts to decide that, hey, maybe it's not best to go along with the New World Order. Maybe look at your children. I mean, even the most arrogant, think you're part of the establishment, Rush Limbaugh making, $80 million a year. Bubba, you can only get so much money and hang out with so many fake plastic people at the golf course and so many executives. I mean, this is treason against humanity. The globalists aren't just consolidators and conquerors. There have been a lot of conquerors who were people who wanted to build things and who were into creating. And you can rationalize those conquerors of history who actually built some civilizations. The globalists are a scientific conqueror who seek to pull down everything independent and strong. It is a creeping death. You don't sell out to cancer. You don't sell out to, for all intents and purposes, let's say you don't believe in God. Let's play devil's advocate. God doesn't exist. You might as well be the devil. These people are so diabolical, so hateful, so manipulative, so multivariate, multifaceted, interwoven, interlocked, that it might as well be the devil. These people are beyond the devil. Well, the devil's beyond what you thought he was. Evil spirit in the universe. Whatever people who like to destroy versus those that like to build. I always thought everybody liked seeing other people do good. I always thought everybody was, I see a guy with an incredibly beautiful girlfriend or wife. I'm like, man, she is just absolutely gorgeous. Isn't life wonderful? Look at those shining eyes. Look at the poise of that woman. Look at the grace. Man, I admire that woman. I'm not even thinking about her sexually. When I was 16 or 17, I would have been. When I was 20, I would have been. Now I just admire the grace. But I was never even jealous then of guys that had girlfriends better looking than, my girlfriend. I usually had smoking girlfriends. But a lot of times it was just personality. I like a woman's personality over even what her supposed looks are. But the two go together. When they got both, it's a great thing. I just admire people that know how to restore a car till it's just absolutely immaculate and beautiful, or people that know how to garden well, or people that know how to do fine woodwork, or people that have made a lot of money and built a beautiful house, or people that have better bodies than I do. And I've learned now I am not the minority, but I'm one part of humanity. And then there are those who get upset. I was the kid who was always giving my toys away to other kids. Not because I want them to be my friend. I like to have people over and cook them dinner. I like to give people things. And I learned that's not how a lot of people are. They're from the other side. They're from the other side. And they don't like people knowing how things work. They like knowing how things work and keeping it from people. They're the types that like to put their foot out and trip somebody. And I instinctively see them, I know what they are, and I want to defeat them. And to defeat them, I need you who are good to get up on your hind legs and wake up and get angry and identify these people with me and help wake up others, or we don't have any chance at a civilization. Because these people, like cancer, will not stop. They will race through the system, pulling everything down until they're sitting on a pile of garbage, praising their power. They have no honor. They have no beauty. Nothing is good that comes out of these people. Death, destruction, horribleness. Now, I haven't even gotten to the top news yet. It's a prelude to it. But the issue here is we have a global government. It is a corporate government that operates by increments. They've studied human psychology. They know you're built to face a threat that comes on quick. So they hide it in the water. They hide it in the GMO. They hide it in the fine print of the mortgage. They hide it in the fine print at the contract at school. They hide it in the fine print. They lawyer everything. But to boil it down, they created a giant Ponzi scheme. They got near total control out of fractional reserve banking. For every dollar, they could loan out 10. That wasn't enough. 12 years ago, they said we can loan out $1 trillion for every dollar. That's derivatives. They took over the planet with that. Unlimited money. People would sell their souls for something fraudsters made out of nothing. See, once you have the power of the Ponzi, you don't go to jail. You take over the world. And these aren't Ponzi's that just want wealth. They've had so much power for hundreds of years in Europe, now over the U.S. the last 90 or so, that they're into literally ending humanity as you know it. In fact, guys, get that 1984 clip ready that I sent you. A boot stomping on the human face forever, a clip from the movie. I know it's low audio, see if it's high enough to play. So I think that says it all. And, of course, George Orwell worked for the system. He worked for the imperial government, then for the communist, then for the BBC and propaganda. And he wrote a book, and he said before he died, this is what they plan to do. And O'Brien explains that it's about dominating. It's about destroying things. It's about trampling and being trampled. It's about ripping and tearing the family apart. But I'm going to explain to you, the total world government takeover is here when we come back.
Optics Planet is calling all hunters, shooters, and outdoorsmen. It's time to gear up. As the best online retailer of rifle scopes, red dot sights, lasers, and other firearm accessories, Optics Planet has a special deal to offer GCN listeners. You may already know OpticsPlanet.com has the best selection of weapon lights, holsters, night vision, binoculars, and tactical gear on the planet. With incredibly low prices, free shipping on most orders, and USA-based phone support, Optics Planet is the online retailer of choice for discerning gun owners and outdoor enthusiasts. Featuring Loophole, Blackhawk, EOTech, Crimson Trace, Night Force, Trijicon, Surefire, over 700 top brands. For a limited time, head to opticsplanet.com/GCN to get a free Streamlight Keymate, the world's most powerful keychain light with purchase. That's opticsplanet.com/GCN or call 800-332-OPTICS right now to speak with an Optics Planet product specialist. 800-332-6784.
You don't need me to tell you that humanity is in a deep crisis. Everyone can feel it. We know a tectonic struggle is now taking place between the forces of freedom and those who love darkness, bondage, and enslavement. Yes, my friends, evil is rising. But take heart. For every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Recently, New World Order operative Hillary Clinton admitted they're losing the info war.
We are in an information war, and we are losing that war.
The globalists are scared. They've overreached. The future of the info war is in your hands. Join PrisonPlanet.tv. Download the thousands of special video reports, ebooks, and more, and get them out to everyone you know. Continue to spread the word about the broadcast on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and every other globalist propaganda platform. We are going to use their system against them. The info war now goes into high gear.
What happened, man? You used to be energetic, happy, and wow, did the ladies love you. Now you fall asleep on the couch, irritable, and out of shape. Don't be that guy. Call now for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male, a natural supplement shown to raise testosterone by 61% and maintain healthy, normal levels. No injections, no appointments. With healthy testosterone levels, you can feel that energy again, that great outlook again, and yes, even a healthy sex drive. Right now, you can try Ageless Male risk-free. There's nothing to lose, guys. If you're a man who's noticed changes in your body, your mood, your sex life, call now for a risk-free trial of Ageless Male. Be the guy you used to be. Just call 1-800-847-6170. Don't wait another day. Just call 1-800-847-6170. Again, 1-800-847-6170.